You're gonna be
All right.
live in a few seconds. Just give me a second. There we go.
Oh, so then I don't even need to press them on my side then.
No.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Oh, I see. You had made one. I
Cool.
got it. No, yeah, we are good. We are live.
All right. Well, then, let me just exit out of that.
It'll stay there. So
All
if you want
right.
to do it the next time, you can. So
All right. Cool. Well then, without further delay, let's do this thing we call the news, folks. And in 3, 2, 1. Good morning. You're listening to the Morning Experience. I am Marquise Lupton. That is Dr. Kamika Campbell. Folks, I want to thank you for joining us on this thing that we call the Morning Experience. And happy Monday to you. Dr. K, happy Monday to you. How you feeling today?
happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're getting there. I still have a little weird cough from, whatever's happening in the world with flus, but I am 80% better than I was. So we're getting there. Every time I go outside, my chest hurts. So I'm trying to work through it.
well, you certainly sound better.
Thank
Can
you.
you tell us how was that? Because you
Yeah.
had the super flu, correct?
Yes, I had flu A this season, and this season flu A was probably the most viral. We talk about going viral, but that's where the term kind of originates from, viruses spreading very quickly throughout the community. And I actually had a medium length of it. A lot of my friends had 14 days and over. Some were going 3 weeks. I had about 9 days plus this after stuff. I had 102.8 fever on Christmas Eve. I probably had a fever the whole time, but I didn't take my actual temperature until Christmas Eve because I couldn't get myself together, and it was really bad by then. And then just I it there were so many symptoms: the chest congestion, the coughing, the head congestion. But one of the things I think I haven't experienced to that effect was the eyeball pain. My
Mm,
eyeballs hurt so bad, and also along the GI issues and stomach and pooping my life away, all that stuff. So, but the eyeball pain caught me off guard. And then the shortness of breath afterward has been, because it's cold out. And we were in Florida.
yeah.
So it was nice.
Mhm.
And then came back up here, and the cold, as you're recovering from the flu, is difficult because it is very, excuse me, it is very like, I don't know, it holds onto your chest a lot. So,
Mm. Folks, we have our microwave news coming up first, giving you these headlines hot and ready. And our first story comes from Black Enterprise, and McDonald's is being sued for the McRib. Why? Well, hold on. Four disgruntled customers argue that the McRib's rib-shaped patty and naming has false pretenses. The U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois received a 45-page complaint filed December 23rd. According to the Independent, the fast food eatery has dismissed the claim made in a federal class action lawsuit against them. However, an apparent ingredient list for the sandwich argued otherwise, leading to the legal action. So there may not be any ribs in the McRib, Dr. K.
this is very unserious. I feel like they fought so hard to They fought people 45 pages of a complaint against the McRib. We are not doing things right. We have so many bigger things in the world to worry about. We are not filing 45 pages about a McRib, are we? In January 2026? I just
Yes.
don't believe it. And as hard as these people fought to bring back the McRib, they was fighting. Where's the McRib? We want the McRib now. And now y'all suing McDonald's over the McRib talking about false. You knew it didn't have no ribs in that McRib. Stop playing with me. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Oh man, bigger fish to fry. Well, how about this fish on your skillet? This comes from KTVU, and Mayor Daniel Lurie has signed an ordinance establishing a reparations fund for Black residents in San Francisco. A move supporters say acknowledges historic harm. Critics argue it is unnecessary, legally questionable, and potentially costly, even without city funding. The measure, which passed the Board of Supervisors unanimously on December 16th, establishes a fund for reparations for Black residents who can demonstrate they experience a proven harm in San Francisco.
Well, well, well. If it isn't actual reparations coming into play here for once in our lifetime. Well, well, well. I feel like reparations is long overdue. We know it's not going to be a countrywide thing. We know the history of 40 acres and a mule. We know that wasn't even a conceptualization that Black folks asked for. It was something that Black folks were promised in this country, by the way. So this one little small slice of America that is actually trying to practice reparations, it screams jealousy. It's giving jealousy. Oh my God, these Black people, it's too expensive. Yes, the harm that has been perpetrated on Black Americans has been extremely expensive. Absolutely. The keeping them from their economic gains over generations is very expensive. So I think it's very interesting that the first critique is too expensive, because yes, keeping people away from their economic advancement over generations is probably the most expensive thing you can do to a lineage. So yeah, I think that's very important that we talk about like that. Like this is one small slice of what people are owed.
Absolutely. And I say, hey, if San Francisco is doing it, wash, rinse, repeat. And I'm looking at you, Los Angeles. I'm looking at you, New York. I'm looking at you, Houston. And our final story for today comes from the Griot and Diddy's sons set to share their side. Zeus premieres new docuseries teaser. Justin and Christian King Combs unveiled a teaser for their Zeus Network docuseries that promises to give fans a first look at life in the spotlight and the challenges their family has faced during their father's legal turmoil. Dr. K, will you be tuned in?
Absolutely not. This is also another very unserious story. Why do I need to know your side of this, buddy? I don't care about it. Your daddy's in jail. Do you want to go to jail too? That's what I was thinking. I was like, don't say anything else. Be quiet. Did you see the documentary that just came out on your father where he didn't pay the people to produce the rest of it, and 50 Cent swooped in and paid and made your father look crazier than he was already going to look? Insanity. I would just be quiet. I would just let it rock. Right. Telling your side of the story, a sex and sexual abuse scandal with your father is do you want to go out that way? And on the Zeus Network, it's going to be mess. You know what's on Zeus Network. You already know what's there.
It's going to be messy.
It's going to be mess. It's going to be a mess.
Folks, as you know, how I always say, we have a jam-packed show for you today for this Monday. So our main story comes from Black Enterprise. So stay with us. This is the Morning Experience. All right. So for the folks that are watching, this is a pre-record for Monday and Tuesday show. So it's going to sound like we're talking in the future.
Yes.
But we're
and we are. We are from the future.
Right.
If you were wondering.
All right. This is our first five coming in 3, 2, and 1. This is the Morning Experience, and thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. So our first main story comes from blackenterprise.com, and this is kind of a warning story just to let you know what is coming up on the horizon. So prescription drug prices are planned to increase this year, and the prices of hundreds of prescription medications in the United States are expected to climb in 2026. And this is according to a new industry analysis, raising questions about the effectiveness of recent Trump federal efforts aimed at lowering drug costs. And this is according to The Hill. So, Dr. K, I'm going to start just with the general obvious thing here. Prescription drug prices are going to go up this year.
Yes. And I think this is what's interesting about this is in 2024, President Biden had made great strides to lower prescription drugs, particularly for seniors. And this is going to be difficult for them. That's number one. Number two, we're already seeing the effects of this early in 2026, late 2025 into 2026. There was a young man who had to decide between paying his rent and paying for his asthma medication, and literally paid his rent and died 6 days later after paying his rent because he didn't have his medication. So these are real world consequences that are happening for folks who cannot afford medications already. Like capping the prescription drug prices was a very important project, and I think this current administration tried to build on what Biden was doing, and have failed. One, because subsidies have disappeared; they let them expire, and those subsidies don't just. The argument was the subsidies were going to make the insurance company richer, but they were also going directly to capping cost of care for citizens of the United States who were on these plans. So
Yeah.
this is terrifying, especially for people who are going to have to do things like that young man had to do, which is choose between paying his rent and getting his asthma medication.
Yeah, and this really hits home with me because when my father was going through his bout with cancer, you know, there was a lot of things that him and my mom had to pull back on just to be able to afford not just the chemo, but the drugs that came with the side effects of the
Mhm.
chemo. You
Mhm.
know, like had to completely alter their lives and the life that they built for each other over the last 30 years. And
Yes.
for myself, you know, this has me thinking, all right, well, typically when prices go up, you know, I'll be friendly here. 8 out of 10 times you don't see it come back down.
That's right.
And I really want to say 10 out of 10 times you don't see
Yeah.
it come back down, but
Yes.
you do have those outlier situations, but you know, you really don't see prices go back down. So it's really kind of alarming for myself because I'm like, all right, in 20-25 years when I really need this,
Yeah.
what is it going to look like
Absolutely.
for my then, you know, and I can't help but think like, all right, well, am I going to be in the same situation that, you know, millions of Americans are in right now?
Yeah.
Because according to this article that Dr. K, at least 350 drugs are projected to see price increases next year. Like
Yeah.
350, that's wild
Yeah.
work.
And it's terrifying for people who depend on these drugs. And if you're looking at the list of drugs, it's stuff that people depend on, right? So, and these the real company has always been big. The real issue has always been big pharma. Big pharma, so they are on top of their patents. They're on top of the drugs, and they control what happens with these drugs. They cannot be used. They cannot be generic. All these different things that would bring the cost down for consumers. So the other parts of this is that all of these companies agree to like temporary lowering prices. So these things they were not permanent. To what the White House was talking about before, these 350 drugs are drugs that people are using pretty regularly from pretty regular companies that are on, you know, well-known companies like Pfizer and GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. So this is I just keep going back to the kid who had to choose between his asthma medication and his rent, and you know, chose to keep
Yeah.
a roof over his head and die because of that. So these things are they are not far off obscure drug that that people don't think they will need. These are everyday drugs like asthma medication. Um, and they're going to affect poor people, going to affect people on Medicaid, they're going to affect people on these different programs in very serious ways.
Right. And there's a silver lining here. I guess you can call it that. We will talk about that after this break. This is the morning experience on a Monday. All right. Let's get back to it. This is our second five and in 3, 1. All right, so we are talking about prices going up, specifically hundreds of prescription drug prices that are projected to increase in 2026. And folks, it is Monday, so Monday is our hard news day.
Sorry, guys.
So we're right. We have to give you these facts, hard and fast. I brought up this silver lining here, and I don't even know if it's really a silver lining because it's depending on a billionaire and what billionaire is that. I'm specifically talking about Mark Cuban, because Mark Cuban has costplusdrugs.com. And this is where folks from around the country can go to this website and purchase drugs, purchase medication that is, at a decent cost, But I'm looking
Mhm.
at this, and it's like it's depending on the benevolence, of a billionaire, and those folks don't come with a lot of benevolence, Dr. K.
And this is why billionaires should not exist, because we should not have people who are hoarding wealth in the name of, well, I got it out the mud kind of conversations, at the expense of people who literally cannot afford to breathe. It just shouldn't exist. And there was someone on the one of these roundtable talk shows, probably CNN or somewhere, that made the comparison that people can hoard money all they want, but it usually ends with people dragging the billionaires out their houses.
Mm,
In my opinion, I do think that nothing exists on these extremes, and there is a spectrum to all of this. So while I think Mark Cuban and others who may offer these kinds of things are trying, they can do better. And I think part of doing better is making sure that if you are a billionaire in our society, you are hoarding wealth, no question about it. And it is your responsibility then to make sure the people who work for you, who actually made you rich, and people who could potentially use your products, have what they need in the society. But I could go on. I don't think this is. I don't think the billionaire benevolence is the route to go for solving this problem.
yeah, and and some of these drugs that we're talking about, folks, we're talking about drugs that can this can impact COVID vaccines. This can
Yeah.
impact cancer drugs. This can impact shingle vaccines
Oh
as
my God.
and experts note that these increases don't address core problems like patent monopolies, which keep prices high, and that deals with the administration primarily affect Medicaid, not most commercial plans. So
Mhm.
we're just looking at prices going up, and it it is to the point now, Dr. K. What do we do? And we're beginning at least from the TikTok that I've been looking at, maybe because I'm clicking on it more,
Yeah.
but beginning to see this exodus, or at least more content of people saying, hey, you may have to leave the United States, which maybe a couple years ago was like a dream, maybe, but
Yeah.
now it may be like a future survival tactic, because like I said, in 20 years I'm going to need this stuff, and if it's going to cost me my mortgage,
Correct.
I don't know if I want to do that,
That's exactly right. And I think people, I mean, if you look at countries right now who are witnessing what is happening in the United States, they are making pleas and courting Americans to come to their country,
Mm,
right? Canada has programs like this, Sweden and different places. They're courting Americans to come to their countries. And I think that is very significant because brain drain, people have predicted under policies under this administration and other really difficult policies that we would experience something called brain drain. And brain drain means that basically the intellectual capacity of the country, the folks who basically run the country, right? The folks who are what we usually think of as paper pushers, but are doing the mechanism work of keeping the country moving, would jump ship, researchers, academics, other folks, and go to other countries where they could actually have things like universal health care,
mm,
education for their children, home prices that where they can actually afford a home and use your home how you want to make money. Like it's very difficult for people to even do that in this country. So when you combine all these things, on top of maybe not having as high prices for groceries and other things, when you combine all those things, folks, other countries can offer you something that you is becoming increasingly difficult to have here. So that's on top of drug prices being great. That's on top of letting subsidies for healthcare expire. The closest thing we had to, universal health care was the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, and we have demonized it so badly, and let it die a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
So what's attractive about that?
Right. Right, folks. We have more to talk about. Stay with us. This is the Morning Experience. All right. This is our first three. First three, and then 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Morning Experience, and thank you for joining us on this Monday. We are talking about that at least, and that is the key phrase here, folks, that at least 350 medications are slated for price increases for 2026. Now, the typical increase on the median price hike is about 4%. Which is similar to what happened in 2025. And this is an increase from over 250 drugs facing hikes in early 2025. We hit on this exodus. Now, this exodus is not viable for everyone. Everyone can't have a plan to, all right, well, we need to get up and go. Everyone doesn't have the capacity. And what I'm thinking here is like, this may take like some, this maybe not to this point of the Underground Railroad, but a reimagining of an Underground Railroad type thing where it's not just this individual, individuals leaving, but it's a collective, where the the higher can support the lower and raise that floor. Dr. K.
Yep. Yeah, I also think that I think folks who know that they don't have these immediate resources to get out of the country, I'm seeing now that even though that group of people, that sector of people in the United States, there are whole channels on YouTube, TikTok creators, Instagram, who have been saying, listen, you don't got no money to live out the States. Here's a step-by-step plan on how to leave if you want to do that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of folks who are now saying, we know we don't have the money. We know it may take us a year to gather the funds. We're committed to that process. And I think that is something I haven't seen before, because traditionally folks will go, I can't leave. I have my mother's here. I have health concerns, my children are in school, all these different things. And folks are going, your mother lives with you, your parents are living with you, they have health concerns, you do, your kids, and they're outlining how their families did it. And this is something that this is a relatively exploding, I wouldn't say it's a new genre, but it's an exploding genre of people who are now saying, listen, I know you ain't got no money, but you could do it too.
Yeah, and they are making it sound good. Just last night, this brother was talking about come to Istanbul, and I was like,
where?
like, what?
I'm not going to Istanbul though. I'm not doing that.
But there's just, like you said, there's content just rolling out. We'll talk more about that after this. This is the Morning Experience. All right. This is our last three for the first hour. And in 3, 2, 1. This is the Morning Experience, and we are talking about how drug makers are going to raise the prices in the U.S. On 300 and on at least 350 medications. So the number of price increases for 2026 is up from the same point last year when drug makers unveiled plans for raises on more than 250 drugs. So again, we are talking about price hikes around 4% that are in line with the same price hikes that happened in 2025. So in 2 years, these price hikes are essentially, almost 10%, Dr. K.
Yes, yes. And 10%, some of them are 10%, some of them, the average is around 4 to 5%, some of them are 10%, some of them are much higher. So we are looking at drug prices across the spectrum. Some of them are going up 700%, depending on what your insurance company will cover and how much the drug prices are going up too. So the you're seeing astronomical numbers in some of these drug prices, you're seeing lower numbers in some of these drug prices. But what you're not seeing, right, is the pay, the compensation to keep up with the pricing, right? If drug prices were go right, if drug prices were going up as fast, if salaries were going up as fast as drug prices were going up, there wouldn't be no problems. We wouldn't be talking about this. But the way that people, right, the way that people keep wages low and then keep just pouring on the cost on, particularly onto middle class and working class folks, is just, it's diabolical in my mind.
I will always tell the story when given the chance. My first job as a news reporter was at WMDT ABC 47 in Salisbury, Maryland. And like my dad was so happy, make sure you get your benefits, just had my oldest and everything. So I get these benefits, Dr. K. Now, mind you, this job is my first reporter job. I'm only making $20K a year. All right, which is just criminal because McDonald's managers were making more than I was. And I got the benefits, and the benefits, my paycheck was, I'll never forget this, $337. When the benefits kicked in, my paycheck was $337. I was like, I can't do this.
I can't afford these benefits.
I can't do this. And like I said, I haven't, like my daughter is brand spanking new in this world. I'm talking like 2 weeks, brand spanking new. And I'm like, I have to pay rent. I have to give her a house to live in. I have to give her a apartment to live in versus this healthcare. And like that was my first like real life decision where it's just like, yo, this is wild that this decision even had to be made, that it's either me and my child's healthcare or rent. And that was almost 15 years ago, which is just crazy that she's that old. But still, that like, people are still facing the same issue a decade and a half later.
This is one of the areas where I was really lucky, because my first job right out of school as a teacher, and we had excellent benefits. And I was spoiled because then I went to my next job after being a teacher, and the benefits were astronomical and not as good as my teacher job. And I was so confused. Wow. I was so confused. I was like, is this how people live, like not in civil service? So confused, right? And yeah, I was just on and on from there. And one of the things I look for now, more than anything, is good benefits. Yeah. So I try my best. Like the pay might be low, other things, but I need the good benefits.
The good benefits. Absolutely. Folks, we have more coming up for you after this. This is the Morning Experience. All right. Let me keep on rolling. All right. First 4 minutes, we're going to talk about AOL days. All right. This should be fun. All right. Our first 4 second hour, and in 3, 2, 1. All right. So we were talking over the break, and one thing that kept on coming up in the group chat was AOL names. For our younger crowd, AOL stands for America Online, and this is when the internet came through the internet. I mean, this is when the internet came through the mail, and they would send the internet through the mail. You would have your disk, and you would install the internet, and every 30 days you would have a new CD if you didn't subscribe. You were supposed to subscribe, but some folks didn't. And And America Online, the America Online days really made me think about, all right, one, Dr. K, what was your AOL name? Did you have one? Did you have
Mama CT 99.
Oh wow.
I'll never forget it. It
So
was
what
the
was the
AOL.
inspiration behind that?
Um, I lived and went to school around a whole bunch of Hispanic folks, and so
Mm.
everybody had a name like that. So it would I would every there was already a Mamacita, there was already some other ones. So mine was Mami City 99. And 99 was the year I was going to graduate from high school. So like I had this name for like I don't know, like oh my god, probably 3 or 4 years before I graduated from high school.
Mm.
That was my AOL name.
Mine did it change or did you keep that
That was
through
the one.
college? Oh man,
Mhm.
I had two. Before college, it was Don Mega 15. Don Mega. I was at that time I was like really into Italian films and Italian flicks and everything like that. And like at that time, Master P just dropped Death of a Don. So like that word like Don was just in
Was
my
everywhere.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then Mega was like, I'm the ultimate Don. I'm so
You're the Don of the Dons. You were the Don of the Dons.
right.
I got it.
And 15 was because I was a Vince Carter fan. And I don't know why I had to put the 15 in, but I was like, let me put that in there. But then in college, it changed to Quiet Storm 887. And Quiet Storm, that was my radio name. So
Ooh.
it just made sense. And Quiet Storm, I rode that out until AOL wasn't a thing anymore. And it's kind of weird, like
So
AOL.
rested in pieces. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It kind of like how you said about healthcare. Like AOL was like death by 1,000
It
cuts. Like
really was.
and then it was gone.
Then it was gone. Then it was gone.
That's that.
AIM, we held on to AIM a little longer
Yeah.
after
Yes.
we got regular after dial-up became like a regular thing on the other with the phone service. But we held on to AIM just a little bit longer,
Yes, we did. Yes,
and
we
then it was
did.
gone.
And then that was that. And I really think what replaced AOL, what replaced AIM, was not I think we used AIM with Black Planet.
Sure did.
But I think
Definitely did.
MySpace like kind of replaced all of that, and then Facebook came and like really just
So
changed.
obliterated everybody. Collegeclub.com, anyone? Okay.
Oh, I remember.
Now we're gonna sound really old, but all right. But
I
did you
remember.
know that AOL still has their email? They still got it.
Really?
Mhm. And if you had
Oh,
your AOL email, you can still access your AOL right now
that is
if you
wild.
kept it going a little bit. Yep.
That is wild, because even my old Yahoo email like deleted itself a couple months
Sure
ago.
did.
So that is, oh man, that is wild, folks. We have a great one for you. We have things that make you say where we take these hypothetical questions and we bring them into reality, and it's going to be fun. So stay with us. This is the morning experience.
And side note, AOL also has web portal services, email. They have digital subscription for security and identity protection. I did not know that.
Me neither.
Webmail.
So like they're still up and operational then.
And still and closely tied with Yahoo. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yep. That's what I said. I was like, oh, okay. And they also work with Verizon Media. They're not owned by Apollo Group. All of that. All of that.
And that
Apparently, their dial-up didn't end until late 2025.
What?
I
Who
didn't know that.
who was using dial-up? Yeah.
What? I had no idea.
Oh, Could you imagine? Wait,
Wow.
hold on. We gotta talk about that.
Right.
All right. All right. First five, and in 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience, folks. And while we were off air, Dr. K found this interesting fact about AOL that we just, we can't just keep it to ourselves. We gotta let you all know because this is wild. All right, so Dr. K, what were you saying?
The week of August 11, 2025, AOL finally ended their dial-up service after more than 30 years. Who was using dial-up in August of 2025? What is happening?
That's the, yeah. Somebody. Somebody. And when they stopped, they were like,
Like, what?
Yo, can you imagine going over to somebody's house and you're like, yo, what's the Wi-Fi password? He's like, I don't have Wi-Fi. Or they say, hold on, let me power up the internet.
Right. Like,
and then you hear,
so the article is from BBC, and they said fewer than 300,000 people in the US reported having only a dial-up internet connection compared with more than 300 million. But I feel like 300,000 people is still a lot of people.
That's a lot of people with dial in 2025?
In 2025. Like, that sounds insane.
Yo. Wow.
And they didn't end it until the 30th of September. So that was just a second ago. That was just a couple months ago.
Right. That was wow.
I did not know that.
So and that means that I can't imagine having dial-up during the pandemic. Like how was
did you survive? You were inside the whole time, and all we had was the internet. That's all we had.
Oh, that's it.
Wow. I just don't...
you weren't downloading nothing.
No. You were working from home. How are you working from home on dial-up? Like, I don't even understand. How are you talking to your friends across the country on dial-up, across the world? I made so many friends overseas and stuff. I couldn't have done it on dial-up. I would have been so lonely. It was so sad.
No, wow.
I'm pretty sure I had to talk to my husband over the internet a couple times because when I had COVID, I couldn't talk. He couldn't come in the room. I don't understand how we're going to be doing any of that.
Dial-up? Oh man, I'm and I'm sure they were angry.
Oh yeah,
because like, yo, ain't no point. Why you end it? It's still working.
They were like, we still had dial-up, and we would have kept it to this day. That's what people always do. They're always mad when you end something. They're always upset. I want to know who had dial-up until September
of last year,
of 2025. That is insane to me.
Oh man. Well, shout out to those 300,000 people. That number is still crazy. That many people
is a lot. Like, I know 300 million, but 300,000 is just
crazy. Oh man. All right. Well, that is definitely something that'll make you say, Also, let me propose this question to you, Dr. K, before we go to our break here. So, how many fights did Fresh Prince get into before his mom got scared? Was it A, 5,
okay.
B, 1, C, 2, D, 3?
So all those answers are wrong because the correct answer is one little fight.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call it a fight. I would say he got into a tussle.
He got into a little skirmish,
Right. And she was like, up, hold on.
Get out of here.
You're going. You're going. I think that she was just waiting. She was like, oh, Viv, you are on. On. I'm going to send Will out there. And Viv was probably like, oh, no, I don't know if Phil is going to agree with that and everything. And that one little fight, she was like, Viv, he got to go out there. He got to fight with gangsters. Right now.
And players like to exaggerate. He was out there fighting, and there was guns and knives involved, and it was 150 people, and it was a street brawl, and he's got to get out of this bad neighborhood. Speaking of,
right now.
are
I
you
don't. Mhm.
speaking of Fresh Prince? Are you watching Bel Air? There's another season out, and in that
Oh,
version,
I.
and in
Mhm.
that version, it was a pretty bad street brawl. They made it crazy though. They made it sound crazy. How you take it from
I got to see that.
How you take from this one little spin around where he got spent around a little bit to like people was getting shot? Like I was like, this is serious. This is crazy. I'm like
Mm.
it.
I gotta check. I gotta check that out. I'm late with some things. Like I'm just catching up on Stranger Things right now. I'm on season 3 right now.
Oh, I'm so behind.
Loving
Oh
it.
my god, I'm so behind.
Oh man, I am loving it. Folks, we got more things that make you say coming up next. This is the morning experience. All right, this is our second five. Second five, second hour. And in 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience, and we are doing things to make you say, we're taking these hypotheticals and we're bringing them into real life. So this one is the easy one. You're going to knock this one out the park. Hashtag Mark McGuire. So which room were you not allowed in at your grandma's house? Is it A, the living room, B, her all white room, C, dining room, D, her bedroom?
I wasn't allowed in any of those rooms.
All the above.
Definitely not her all white room. And we actually inherited her furniture, so we have the all white furniture. And
Ooh.
she's rolling. I knew she was rolling her grave when that one dog was like trying to chomp on the side of the furniture. We don't have that dog anymore. We definitely were not allowed in the living room. We were allowed pretty much anywhere. We were allowed in the hallways. That was it. We got hallway access. We could play with our toys. And don't you make too much noise in the hallway either. We did get to go in the kitchen sometimes, and that's because we were, child slaves and we had to help cook. But no, I wasn't allowed. So read them again because I'm sure I wasn't allowed in any of those rooms. I'm positive I wasn't allowed.
A, living room, B, her all white room, C, dining room, D, her bedroom.
Yeah, off limits for me.
Well,
Now we didn't
for
mention the
myself,
room with the plastic on the furniture, and that's probably the living room and the dining room, and definitely not allowed in those. So.
that man, I think that is a universal grandmother thing because my grandmother on my dad's side definitely had the plastic on her furniture. And I tell you this, for myself, my grandmothers, one lived in the hood and the other lived in the projects. So like every room was accessible because the place wasn't that big, but the thing is that you had to be respectful in each room, keep the noise down, and stop all that wrestling. That's that's what she
And
was.
stop all that wrestling. And stop
stop
all that noise.
stop all that
And
wrestling.
stop letting my good air out.
Hey,
Obviously,
that was
the good
oh
air. How
my,
dare you let it outside?
no.
The disrespect.
The thing is, you letting the good air out if you open up the door. That's an automatic. That's automatic. Like if you can't transport yourself through a closed door, then no.
Then guess what? Guess you're stuck. Brittany
Yeah,
Lupton, who is our favorite Lupton, by the way, said they just took the plastic off last week. Hey,
oh,
Brittany.
they did. Oh man, we went to my family's annual Christmas dinner last week. And there was this, there was this old chair. Like this chair had 3 legs and everything. The back is all out. And I told this story how my grandmother used to sit in that chair and tell Bible stories along with Job or somebody like that. And and that's why she still had it. I was like, this thing belongs in a museum, Auntie. I mean, not
Immediately.
especially if it means that much to you. And to that point, I think she still has my grandmother's furniture set in the basement.
Yes. And it's probably worth some money. It's probably worth some money.
It
Because those
probably
old furniture sets are like vintage now, and people like pay a
yeah.
lot of money for them. So she could probably get something for it.
That is true. That is
Mhm.
true. So I got one more for you, Dr. K.
Okay.
Which rapper would
Oh
you
man,
back? Is it A, Biggie, B, Tupac, C, Heavy D, or D, Pimp C?
I'm
Which,
definitely bringing back Tupac. I'm just gonna be a basic girly and say Tupac. I mean, I bring them all back. God rest them all. I bring them all back. But
yeah,
I'm definitely bringing back Tupac because Tupac started saying some stuff
yeah,
as he was getting older that I really wanted to hear him. I wanted to let him cook a little bit more. You know,
yeah,
he had real revolutionary ideas, and I loved it.
yeah,
And maybe not for the rap. I mean, I also love this rap, but if I'm bringing back any rapper, I'm bringing back a revolutionary rapper for sure.
yeah. I gotta agree with that. And the thing is, I can see Tupac transitioning from music into activism. He
Easily.
uses that to increase his platform and everything, increase his microphone, his megaphone, what have you, and then take that and get into activism, be that voice that some of these artists are trying to be. We got a comment before
You
we go.
saw it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Marion Murphy. She says that Maxa777 at AOL.com is still
God bless you, Marion.
email address. Marion, did you know that they just ended dial-up back in August 2025, which is
September the 30th, which is
which
crazy
is
to me.
wild, wild.
Wild.
Oh man, who was using dial-up
I need
last
to know. I need somebody to tell me.
year?
I need it.
Oh man, folks, we got some more coming up after this. This is the morning experience. All right, this is our first 3-second hour, and in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the morning experience, and we are having fun with things that make you say, with some reactions about AOL dial-up only being stopped like within the last 6 months, which is just crazy.
Wild.
So who, Dr. K, who is your favorite movie thug? Is it A,
Okay.
Nino Brown,
Ooh.
B, Doughboy, C, Bishop, or D, Tony Montana? Who is your favorite movie thug?
Oh, I mean, I don't think my favorite movie thug is on this list, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Tony Montana. I mean, that's not the words. That's not the words. That's not the right name, but that's what I think of every time I think of that
Yeah.
song. I think it's something. I think it's like Tony Motorola or something in the song. I don't know what it's but yeah, I think Tony Montana. Or I mean, I would also go with Bishop. I mean, I could do a Bishop.
Mhm.
I could do Bishop as well. Doughboy. I know I was thinking Doughboy myself.
Said
Doughboy
Doughboy.
was like my first one. I like Doughboy a lot, but yeah, I would do Bishop or Tony.
Oh man, where's the love for Nino Brown?
I
Why don't
mean,
you?
okay, Nino. I mean, I okay.
But he snitched.
Yeah, like okay, like are you a true movie thug? Because I don't really believe you. You know what I'm saying?
True. I would have to I would have to say mine is Scarface. I mean to go out like that. He really
He went
was
out like that.
right. So our next one, when he sings, it can make you want to fall in love with somebody. Who
All
is
right, panty droppers. Let's go. Who is it?
is it A, Barry White? Is it B, Luther Vandross? Is it C, Teddy Pendergrass? Or is it D, Marvin Gaye?
It's Marvin all day. That list.
Ooh.
The first two, Barry White was fine. Luther, I never knew a day where I did not think Luther was not a homosexual man. I did not think it, right? That was not a thing. Like people were like, "Oh my God, Luther was gay." I'm like, okay, I guess y'all didn't. I don't know. And then, yeah, so it's got to be Marvin in that whole lineup for sure.
Oh, they said that you knew that Luther was gay because there was no little Vandross running around.
Was
That's
not, honey.
Vandross ended with him, and that was that.
I was like, and plus, he just was so. I don't know. He was too nice and too sweet to be like a heterosexual man.
Yeah, as a singer,
as a singer, not like in R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like R&B guys were, notoriously F boys. Like they were notorious for that.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. So we got more after this. This is the morning experience. All right, and our last bit of questions. Where are they? Yes, Shiloh, what's up?
I got something that can make you say. Mm-hmm.
All right,
girl.
You got what you got,
girl?
So my thing is, who would win in a fight? Dr. Eggman. Actually, no. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Bayonetta from Super Smash Bros.
All right, well, come on up, and we're gonna have you ask that question. All right. You ready? All right, come on. All right, and in 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience, and it is still somewhat Christmas vacation break. And as you know, we got my love bug here who's been rocking out with us in the morning time doing the show. So my daughter Shiloh has a question for you all, for things that make you say So Shiloh, go on ahead and ask that question.
Who would win in a fight? Scorpion from Mortal Kombat or Bayonetta from Super Smash Bros?
All right. Well, I'm going to have to go with Scorpion because that is my bias. I am a Mortal Kombat kid. I am a Mortal Kombat person. I remember, and this is how churchy my family was. Like, we weren't allowed to play combat because it had blood in it.
It was of the devil. I'm sure it was of the devil. I'm positive. Yeah.
So I would go over my friend Chad's house because Chad had all the video games. Shout out to Chad because that's really how I became a gamer, because my parents bought me a football game and a basketball game every year. And that was around the same time, a game in August, a game in October. And, that's that. That's when I got them, which is why I'm kind of like overcompensating now, because I'm like such a gamer now. Like, there's games, and shame on me for this, Dr. K. There's games that I still have in the plastic package, and I'm like, I just wanted it, But yeah, shame on me. But
I mean, maybe shame, but also checks how much they're worth. Like, I remember Basier had a Nintendo 64. He had the full Nintendo 64, and he had a bunch of games. And he was like just selling it for whatever. And this guy was like, "You're selling it for what?" And like bought everything on that table. And I'm sure he went on eBay and resold them for more money. So check to see how much they're worth. Yes.
And flipped it.
I'm sure he did.
And I will tell you this: it is so encouraging to hear significant others be supportive of the gaming ship, because and I'm pretty sure he can attest to this as well. It wasn't like that in the past, because you're looked at as like, oh, you're such a loser, oh, you're wasting your time and everything, instead of looking at like as a way of mental health. And at least for me, I like gaming because there's a lot that you can control. And in this life, especially as a Black person, a Black man, there's a lot that you can't control.
Yeah, that's exactly
so
right.
your at the behest of a lot of things, and have to accept and swallow that pill for a lot of things, versus
Yes.
in gaming, there's a lot that you can control. At least for me,
That's
that's
right.
what does it for me.
I agree. I
Um,
think I went back and forth about it. We had there was a professor in my graduate program. She focused on adult learning and gaming, and well, boys in gaming, and how boys turned into men who game, and what that means now, right? Because gaming really exploded. I mean, there was always games, but gaming really exploded in the 80s, which is the decade of a lot of us who know it now were born. And by the time we were 7, 8, 9, we were gaming.
Yeah.
So, we were playing Nintendo, Atari. People don't even know what an Atari is. You know what I mean? Right now. That was the first gaming system I ever played on. And then I did a lot more computer games. Like I played World of Warcraft by computer before it was ever on a gaming system. And was terrified. I'm terrified of scary things, but World of Warcraft was a great PC game. But anyway, and then I played the heck out of Sega Genesis and what's his name? What was his name? The blue guy? Keep forgetting his name. But
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Sonic. I played
Sonic
the heck out of Sonic. I played Sonic, every Sonic there was. Like I played so much Sonic that I was like literally turning blue, right? But those games, they were stress relievers for kids, but they also gave you really great hand-eye coordination. And people really weren't thinking about that back then. I believe that I'm so good at like computers and typing and being creative in these electronic spaces because of how intriguing video games to me and how good we got at the dexterity and the hand-eye coordination. I believe that. There are things that I do naturally that I can look and see my mom doesn't do naturally. Like she's learned over the years, but she didn't have that. It was like reading for me, like reading at an early age, playing games at an early age, taught me so many different skills that you just did not get otherwise, right? So
yeah, and we just eased into this era of almost everything is electronic. Folks, this is the morning experience. All right.
One day on the show, we got to talk about Buc-ee's. I went to my first Buc-ee's in the South.
Oh, well then, hold on.
Great. Okay.
hold on, because I have here for our first 4 minutes for the Tuesday show, regular banter. So I'm going to say, Buc-ee's. All right. Boom. All right. The topic, I'm going to change it. I have my backup topics. This is, I don't think it's controversial, but it's a little.
What?
Are dogs still more important in America than Black people?
Ooh, I love that one. It's one of my favorite topics.
All right. All right, we got our final 30, and then we can move on to Tuesday's show. All right, here we go. And in 3, 2, 1. Folks, I want to thank you for joining us on the morning experience on this Monday and being a part of this conversation. Just to let you know, you can keep the conversation going at DA Morning without the G, experience spelled the regular way. The morning experience on Instagram. Again, follow the page and be a part of the conversation. Dr. K, what else you got going on today?
I am I'm just gonna rest. I start a new gig on the 15th.
Hey.
And I'm just gonna keep resting until I have to work for real.
Hey, dig it. Well, then we're gonna have to circle back and hopefully you could tell us about this new gig and new venture. Because where the money reside, we want to give you all good vibes with that. Folks, this is the morning experience. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. Have yourself a good one. I am Marquise Lupton. That is Dr. Kamika Campbell. And this is the morning experience. Peace. All right.
Is that a large bug? What is it?
That is my other laptop over here. It's old, so like it.
He is wheezing. He's on his last leg, honey.
Like I'm
He's
tired,
trying
boss.
to he's trying to make it, but he just doesn't know if
Tired,
if
boss.
99 and a half will do this time. You know what I'm saying? He's not sure. He's an old man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, gonna have to keep it going. Here we go. Come on. If I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. All right. Don't need that right now. Don't
Oh, why is it louder?
All right. Shit. All right. Well,
While we're waiting, did you hear about the Alaska man who was on the board? He was a cardiologist and he was on Alaska's medical board, got caught with violent child sexual abuse images. What the hell? What the hell?
what? Violent?
Violent, which is insane.
Right.
Multiple images. Well, the best part about that is he turned up mysteriously died in a fire in his house, and he was the only one in the house.
Wait. You shared that story, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, because you said the neighborhood knows.
I know the neighborhood knows what went down because mysteriously he was the only one in the house. His wife bailed him out on the $50,000 bail, only for him to end up dead in a fire in their house. Interesting. Very interesting. That's what I'm saying. Very cool. Interesting. Wow.
Hey, have the day you deserve, sir.
Did the laptop finally die? Poor thing.
No, but I'm gonna move my mic and then just try to well, not
Poor
try.
laptop. That laptop sounded like he was having a hard time.
Yeah. It's after microwave news, I can well, you know what? No. I don't even.
He just sounded like he was wheezing, and then
Yeah.
it became a sustained wheeze. Like he just was like, "Oh, I can't breathe." I feel him. After this flu, it's been hard to I've had to flex my muscles a lot to keep from coughing even during the show.
Oh.
It's been difficult.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold you anymore. I solved the laptop thing. I'm just gonna use my laptop right here.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this. And in 3, 2, 1. Good morning and happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to the Morning Experience. I am Marquise Lupton. That is Dr. Kamika Campbell. Folks, thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. Dr. K, how you doing today?
I found a chin hair under my chin. I'm not happy this morning.
Oh,
very bad. So it's a bad morning because now I got to figure out, well, what do we do with this? What is happening under?
Well, you know what they say. If you cut it off, it grows back thicker
and faster, apparently. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So maybe it was flu A. Maybe flu A.
Did this to me. I'm still recovering. So it's probably one of the side effects of recovering.
It added a hair follicle to your chin.
This is crazy.
Oh man, folks. Again, welcome to the Morning Experience. You know how we begin each show. We begin each show with the microwave news, giving you these headlines hot and ready. And our first story comes from the Griot. And on New Year's Eve, the Grammy award-winning rapper and entrepreneur Megan Thee Stallion opened her first Popeyes franchise in Miami's South Beach neighborhood, turning a once viral collaboration into a brick-and-mortar milestone. what began as a limited edition sauce has now become a tangible expression of ownership. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for this new business venture. What say you, Dr. K?
Yeah, I love this. First of all, I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
She can basically do not a lot of wrong, maybe one or two things. I don't have to give anybody 100%, but this is a great move from a collaboration on a sauce to ownership and really extending her brand and uplifting the Popeyes brand. And I think as a historically Black known, and a lot of the franchises are Black owned franchises where a lot of Black people work, I just think it's an amazing look. I love it.
Yeah, I love this for her. I love this for us. Our next story comes from thegrill.com, and Drake is hit with a RICO lawsuit with an online casino over a scheme to inflate his music streams. Drake, again, hit with RICO lawsuit with online casino over scheme to inflate his music streams. The Toronto rapper is an ambassador for the company sports betting company Stake, and is accused of promoting the brand and using the money to artificially inflate streams. Drake is at it again, Dr. K.
Yeah, I wish him the worst as always. But also like also like I feel like he had so much to say during this time and accused Kendrick of this, that I just think turnabout's fair play for him. And you get what you get, and you can't be upset. That's what I like to say.
We have a comment from Brittany Lupton. She says that anything bad about Drake is false.
Okay, Brittany, you're demoted from being the favorite Lupton. Okay, you're demoted. All right.
Our third and final story comes from Yahoo Sports, and Layla Edwards, the 21-year-old hockey player, has broken barriers as the youngest American to win MVP at the Women's Ice Hockey Championship when she was 20. And now she is the first Black woman making the Olympics as a USA women's ice hockey player. At 21 years old, Layla Edwards will be joining the national team at this year's Winter Olympic Games in Milano Cortina, becoming the first Black woman to do so. Dr. K,
absolutely,
how do you feel about this?
Absolutely, Amit. This is great. I always hate to hear stories where there's a Black person or any person of color, but particularly Black people being the first to do anything, because what, still in 2025? But this is just wonderful. Being from Ohio, being a figure skater, switching to hockey, I feel like her whole story is just one of her taking the journey to find herself and finding what she's good at. And I just really applaud that. I think that being so young and figuring it out too is amazing, because she's going to have a long career ahead of her, which I think is wonderful. And making it to the Olympics, I mean, that's just awesome. So I'm all about, hyping her up. She just seems to be, go Layla, go. She seems to be a very, not just positive role model, but somebody who really was given the opportunity, shout out to her parents, to find herself and to be something really great.
Yeah, this has me thinking about my oldest. My oldest, she is interested in ice hockey because of the movie Inside Out.
Yes.
And I'm seeing this. I'm like, all right, well, let me see what she got now. Let me put her in it, and let's see where this goes. I absolutely love this story. And folks, I absolutely love that you're listening to the Morning Experience. Stay with us. We have our topic for Topic Tuesday, and the topic is, are dogs still more important in America than Black people? I done hit the controversy button. So stay with us. Because we are going to peel back those layers on exactly what do I mean. This is the Morning Experience.
Can you believe this? My favorite, Brittany says Drake is her favorite. She's my favorite. I don't understand how this could be possible.
Oh, Brittany loves herself some Drake.
Oh,
she loves herself some Drake and will put a nigga in a chokehold. I'm serious. She'll box somebody for Drake. Yes, Shiloh. All right. Well, going ahead and chill out in your bedroom. All right. All right. So coming back. And in 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience, folks, and happy Tuesday to you. So our topic for today, going to hit the controversy button here. And the question is, are dogs still more important in America than black people? So I asked Chat GPT how he felt about this, and here's what Chat GPT said. Before we open it up to Dr. K.
Mhm.
Chat GPT said, no, black people hold full legal personhood and a range of constitutional rights in the U.S., while dogs are legally considered property and have no rights of their own. The claim that dogs are more important than black people is a provocative assertion related to the historic, systematic racism in America. So, Dr. K, where do you land on this? Because, black and white, I see what Chat GPT is saying here.
ChatGPT is forever the optimistic sycophant. So, please be quiet with ChatGPT. And what I'll say is, I am a dog lover. I love dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I belong to every dog page, dog book on social media, dog group, dog something, right? And what's always interesting to me is to see how very clearly white people advocate for pit bulls, right? They advocate for pit bulls in such a gung-ho way, in a way that I do not see white folks in mass advocating for black people. And that's just my anecdotal data from being in all these groups. So yes, black people are human, no longer 3/5 of a human, thank goodness, in most places, because, there are people who count as population who are in prison who don't get to vote. So not full personhood in that respect. But yeah, every time I see them make the arguments for a dog that they would never make for a black person, it just always reminds me of the very contested humanity status that we still have around black people at least in this country.
Yeah, I look at this, and like you said about yesterday's show and our stories, this is so unserious. This is, but to really hone in on this, this made me think about Michael Vick, and this made me think about like just the outcry of oh my gosh, he did this to these dogs. I can't believe he did this to these dogs, when there wasn't an outcry like that, for child molesters. I feel as though that there was more of an outcry, and America, you can push back here. But I feel as though that there was a more of an outcry for what Michael Vick did, versus what Timothy McVeigh did, and I may be reaching here, but I feel like I feel like what Michael Vick did, it just put people in such a tizzy that in some spaces he can't even move today.
No. So I put up a post just admiring how Michael Vick had aged nicely over the years. He's a very good looking man. And I was read for filth. Now, I did go back and revisit what happened, because I put it out of my mind, because it was pretty heinous. Like what Michael Vick did to them dogs, and the network of what they did to the dogs over a sustained amount of time was pretty nasty. So I do agree with that. I agree. But I always, as a black person, have a touch of like, and y'all don't care about the pedophile in chief who has harmed children. And y'all don't care about the trafficking of girls and what's happening to them. And y'all don't care about the countless women and children and young girls and young kids who were are literally being raped and hurt and harmed across the nation daily. Y'all don't care about that. And it just makes me feel like they just are racist. Because if you don't, and also, like, I'm always concerned, because I'm like, when y'all are not sticking up for little white girls over dogs, America has gone to the I don't know, to hell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just very confused. So I acknowledge fully that Michael Vick did some heinous things. He has paid his debt. People don't think he's serious, but there are so many people, so many more pedophiles and sexual assaulters and rapists running around this country that people do not treat like the heinous creatures that they are, up and including to the president of the United States and some of the people in his cabinet. So
absolutely, folks. We are just scratching the surface of this. I'm going to bring in another wrinkle into this conversation. This is the morning experience. All right, here's our second first hour, and in 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning, and we are bringing up this conversation about are dogs still more important in America than Black people? And to take it to ChatGPT again, ChatGPT offered me some historical context here and says historically, dogs were used as instruments of oppression against Black people, notably by slave owners to track enslaved people and by police during the civil rights movement to attack peaceful protesters. Laws even existed during the Jim Crow era that restricted Black people from owning dogs, which that's something that I did not know, that Dr. K, I did not, but it doesn't surprise me, but I did not know that we weren't even allowed to own dogs in this country.
Yeah, I think this is because of the way that people were using dogs, right? Like it really screams, this is a weapon that you can use, and we don't want you to use it against us.
Boom.
So that makes sense to me. And this is also, I mean, Black people weren't allowed to own a lot of things, weapons, guns, throughout the history of this country were curtailed from Black folks for a long time. So I think it's interesting now that we bring this back because it also points to the historical relationship that Black people would have with dogs in this country, right?
Yeah.
So if you know a dog was treated better than you and dogs were used to attack you, you're not going to give a flying farfignugan about a dog. You're not going to care. My uncle to this day does not exactly, Brittany. Brittany says, I think that's why a lot of us are scared of dogs. Of course, it's a historical traumatic fear, 100%. And then you weren't allowed to own them too. So they were used specifically as a weapon against you, where you could not defend yourself with a dog, the way that you were being torn up by a dog. This is a historical trauma. This is not, this is not some kind of like fly by night thing. And even though I still think it is very heinous, I understand why people would not take the lives of a dog seriously. I understand, especially in the Black community, because you weren't allowed to own a dog. Dogs were used against you. Why? What kind of relationship would anybody expect you to have with a dog? That, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would anybody expect your relationship with a dog to be one that's positive? You're seeing the dog as an aggressor to you, right? Something to be controlled, something to be dominated because of how you and your family and whoever else was historically treated in the past. So I'm not saying it's not diabolical. The pictures and the videos and stuff, how dogs are treated is terrible. Hashtag not only Black people, right? That's the other thing. But the way that people assign more weight to Black people, because of in regard to the relationship with dogs, without taking into consideration their historical relationship with dogs, to me is just very disingenuous. And this is why I don't take they're unserious. I don't take them serious. When white women get in my comments and start yelling at me because I think Michael Vick is gorgeous, and they're like, but did you see what he did to the dogs? I'm like, did you see what y'all do to Black people? Please hush. Like, just hush. Like, I'm not taking them serious, but I do still think Michael Vick. But it's funny because it's hard for me to not to say it out. I don't like to say this in what we call mixed company, because if I were to say this. I'll just say this: if Michael Vick treated my dogs in any kind of way, he would have probably been shot in the backyard. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't take my dog and do that. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that in front of white folks.
So. We have some commentary here from pushblack.us, and it says that dogs were often trained to hunt down enslaved people who dared to seek freedom. Cops continued this violent tradition during the civil rights movement when dogs attacked protesters. There were even jokes about us being dog biscuits in the 1980s, but it doesn't end there. White people frequently use dogs as reasons to call the police on us when we live in the same neighborhoods, especially when they disagree with how we care for our dogs or want to reinforce racial boundaries. So for yourself, Dr. K, and I know this is kind of venturing out, but I still want to know this because you're a two-time dog owner. You have
I
two
am.
dogs. Do
Oh,
you
I'm a black dog mom. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a black dog mother. These are my son. You understand what I'm saying too?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ask your question. What are you gonna say?
do you feel when you're out with your sons, do you feel that there's this Karenness that comes out from time to time with folks that are like, oh, this black woman doesn't know how to take care of these dogs?
This is gonna sound so bad, but I don't really care. I am walking through the park one day, and this clearly person who had a developmental delay, white woman, followed me around the park to chastise me about something. And I looked at her and I said, I don't mean to be mean or anything. I said, but I need you to get out of my face. I said, because you clearly have a developmental delay, and I don't want to be mean to a person with a developmental delay. Was literally walking around the park, and it's always crazy to me how people know racism more than anything else, developmental delay or not. And was like, you need to clean up after your dog. I was like, you know what you need to do? You need to get away from me. And I want you to go back and tell whoever your caretaker is that I said to get away from me. And I said it forcefully. Because people will police the way you treat your dog. They'll police the way that you are in the park with your dogs. One of my favorite things that my husband does is he will literally tell people, no, this dog will bite you. They're like, does he bite? Yes, he's a dog and he'll bite you. My favorite, because get away from me and this dog. It's a weird thing that happens where they think that your dog is there for their like pleasure and enjoyment, that it's not protecting you, because that's not the way they see how a dog should relate to a black person. So it's very clear to me. I see it all the time because for our dogs will be on leashes. These white ladies in the back of us, they be having their dogs run up and down the street. Our dogs are so restrained. They'll go, ah, rah, 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 rah. And they'll look at us crazy, like, control your dog. Ma'am, your dog is not on a leash. You got two dogs off the leash. You asking me to control my dog. You better move from around me before I cuss you all the way out. Please move. So yes, so I have these interactions with folks a lot with the dogs. And I have one dog, he's a very black ass dog, Langston. Langston will bark
That's
at
a black
every
ass.
Langston will bark at every white person he sees on the street. He don't care. White men, he'll pick one at the park and just bark at him the whole time. It is the most delightful. I love this dog. He's great. Langston Hughes Vincent, great dog. He's amazing.
Oh man, folks, we're going to change the conversation here a little bit, because I really want to dig into black dog ownership. This has really piqued my interest here. So we'll continue down this line. This is the morning experience. All right, we got our first hour, and in 3, 2, 1. All right, so like I said, I wanted to dig more into this black dog ownership, because you said a sentence right there that you are a black mom dog owner.
I'm a black dog mom. Facts. That is true.
That's a thing. Like like I see the videos and go to bed.
Yes, I be yelling at them. Facts. Langston Heyman burped in my face the other day. He thinks I'm his mom. It's fine. But yeah, being a black dog mom, like a stay-at-home black dog mom, as I've been for most of 2025, it's the last 6 months. It's just interesting to see how people regard you when you own a dog. So it's one of two things that I find. Like, I used to think, I'll find community with other dog owners. But a lot of the time you don't, especially if they're other white dog owners, you're not finding that community. And that is what I think was the most jarring. Like, you think, oh, well, white people love dogs, so maybe you can relate to them on this tip. Nah, it's not the same. It's different. And so you got to pick your friends real careful. I have two friends out in York County that I go and visit with the dogs, and they are white, but we have such a wonderful time with their dogs. And I think it's just because of the relationship I have with these folks. But it's nerve-wracking making these relationships. with other dog owners, taking your dog to the park, they automatically look at your dog as more aggressive because you're black, even though their dogs may be doing something incorrect, because they don't have their dogs trained. Just different things like that. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting.
Dr. K. So then you're saying that your blackness extends to your dog.
Oh, 100%. I think,
Yo, wait,
yeah,
wait.
for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are
So
black dogs. These are black dogs, and they know it. They know they're black dogs. They know not to act up in here. They know
yeah.
not to talk back. Well, Langston be talking back anyhow, but they know not to. They know I'm gonna yell at them for talking back. They understand. They know they're not allowed in certain rooms. They're not allowed in the living room without us. They know that. They are black dogs.
And then in public, folks would say, "Oh, well, that's a black dog because he's with a black woman." Really?
Yeah, absolutely. People absolutely treat you differently as a black dog owner. 1,000%. Yeah. People they'll if your dog does something that their dog literally did 5 seconds ago, they'll look at you like, "Oh my God, your dog's so aggressive. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?"
Wow.
And it's something that we've had our dogs just turned 6 on December the 19th. And we've had them their entire lives. We got them when they were 10 weeks old. And they can feel how people treat us too, and they act accordingly.
Yeah.
The neighbor one day was yelling at us, and Huey just started going, and he's a nice baby. He loves the humans. Langston don't like nobody. Langston's gonna bark at you on sight. But he literally just developed this low growl because this man just started like berating us, and he was like, even the dog was like, "This is different than how the visitors that we've had or people that I've interacted with. What's up with this guy?"
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting to see how even your dogs will pick up on the behavior, and it's usually from white men. And our dogs know this; they will bark up white men on sight, especially Langston on sight.
I'll tell you this, America, I did not have on my bingo card woke puppies.
And we definitely named the dogs Langston Hughes and Huey B. Newton. So.
There you go. Words matter. Words matter. Oh man, get these words coming up next, and then we'll be back to put a pin and a bow on this black dog ownership conversation. This is the morning experience. All right, final three, first hour in 3, 2, 1. So, Dr. K, I am not a dog person. My sister will attest to this. We live next door to 2 Rottweilers and a German Shepherd. And the owner was, I don't know. It felt like they had pictures up of us in their home and be like, get them. And like every time we were in the back playing, they let the dogs out.
Yeah.
And it felt like, well, not felt, because it was like they got the cheapest chains possible because the dogs always broke the chains, especially the Rottweilers, and would chase us around and everything like that. That's why I think I'm fast. But
you had to get away.
Yes. And like and see, and my sister
Brittany said they always got loose.
They always. So that's what really played in my trauma with dogs. I'm like, there was never like a good relationship. So how can I counteract that? Because I see the videos with you and your dogs, and you all are lovely. Like, I love looking at them because it's like a very human relationship.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's part of it. I think the relationship you develop with the dogs, especially from when they're being young, is really important. And it's also important. I think this is going to sound real extra, and I guess what, I don't care. I think the relationship, the mending of relationship with animals for Black people is revolutionary work, because it was meant as a way to racistly keep Black people in line. And so mending relationship with dogs and learning how to act around dogs. Remember the guy Christian in the park with the dog, where the lady had her dog off the leash, and he was bird watching, and he had treats in his pocket, and the dog came right up to him. But mending our relationship with dogs as Black people is revolutionary work, because the fear has been instilled with us. Dogs have been used as a tool to harm us. When the truth is, most dogs are very good animals and will be your friend, even if their owners are jerks, if you are a good person, because dogs can absolutely sense that. So this is to me, I think the work really is to not let white supremacy dictate your relationship with any animal. This is why I love homesteaders. I love especially black homesteaders who have horses and ostriches and pigs and goats and chickens, because they're changing their United States relationship and actually harkening back to their ancestral understanding of how to communicate and commune with animals, um, in a way that was stripped from us here. So I think these things, this work of like reconnecting with animals is just like, to me, it's revolutionary work. And that may sound crazy, but thinking of the way that animals were used to persecute Black people in this country, horses too. We don't talk a lot about horses and how a lot of Black folks don't ride horses, because literally horses were used to kick down Black people in cities across this nation. And other animals, like not just dogs, horses, a lot of different types of animals. So that I want to see more research on that, because again, I'm not the expert on it, but I've seen and I've read countless articles and different things reading, about this, and reconnecting to animals and doing that work is revolutionary work.
Owning a dog is revolution, and I couldn't
That's
agree.
right.
I could not agree more. Now I got to get a dog. Now I got
Now,
to
the one single thing you could do to really start to love and understand dogs is you got to go to a puppy play date. You got to go to like when they're having like puppy time and just go be around the puppies. They are the sweetest little pumpkins. And I just love being around puppies. And they'll just bring a whole bunch of them in, because a lot of them are SPCAs and trying to get them adopted and stuff. And they'll just bring a bunch of puppies in and invite people, and they'll just hang out with the puppies, go to puppy yoga, go to a puppy cafe, stuff like that. Will help you a lot. So
well, you know what? 2026, I told myself I am going to expand beyond boundaries that I set for myself, and that seems like something I'm going to do. Brittany, if you're still listening, you can join in with me, and we can get twin puppies. We can get twin puppies. I love it, folks. Stay with us. This is the Morning Experience. We have so much more coming up next. All right. This is our first second hour, and we're going to be talking about Buc-ee's. All right, and in 3, 2, 1. This is the Morning Experience. Thank you for joining us. And Dr. K, you've been on the road these past couple of weeks and everything. Want to appreciate you, still being able to tap in on the road. And whatnot. This is when is our friend, because we don't have to say, oh, Dr. K is here in spirit. No, she's here, with us in reality. So I keep on seeing this mug that you have.
Hello.
Can you tell me about it? Because it's a viral name.
It is a viral name.
And I'm not.
I don't know if they're what their deal is. So asterisk, we don't know what we don't know if they got any problems. Go ahead.
So you went to Buc-ee's, which is like this, tell me about it, because I've never been there, but I always see it and just hear people just rave about it.
So both my brother-in-law, my husband's brother, and my stepdad, Charlie, were like, are you going to stop at Buc-ee's while you're on the road? So we drove from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to Wesley Chapel, Florida. And it's about a 16 to 18-hour drive, depending on traffic and different things. And there are a couple of Buc-ee's along the way, but we would just see, we're like, oh, there goes a Buc-ee's, and we just keep moving because we didn't know what that was. Well, apparently it is the super center of gas stations. Okay? You pull up to the Buc-ee's, and there are like 100 gas station stalls. I've never seen anything like this in my life. You walk into literally 100. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's like a bay of 50 with 2 pumps on each side. So that's 100 pumps. And you walk into the Buc-ee's and they're like, hello, thank you for coming in. We are so glad to see you. And you're like, oh, what am I going to buy in here? Because these people are nice. So you walk up and down the aisles, you see things. I was like, well, I got to get a souvenir because everybody's talking about Buc-ee's. And it was funny because I was on the internet like a couple days before, and somebody was like, I'm getting gas at a place with the best customer service and great food. Where am I? And everybody was like, Buc-ee's, 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 right? So then I get on there after I leave Buc-ee's, and I'm like, I just spent $188 in the houseware sections, and I got gas and a mug. Where am I? And everybody was like, Buc-ee's, Buc-ee's, Buc-ee's. So I walk into, back to me walking in. They're so gracious. They're so nice. I'm walking around. They have cookbook. They have a whole section for like clothing. They have a whole section for housewares. They have all of your road snacks to the left when you walk in. So anything you want, from beef jerky to chips to fruit to any drink you want. Like it's literally a super center a gas station super center. And so I got a brand new iron, like what do you call it, cast iron skillet. I got my mug. I got some little crock pots. Like I went shopping. I literally went shopping. That was my Christmas present to myself because I was like, I love it in here. It was amazing. And very wonderful service. And I asked folks if they liked working there, because you know me, I'm gonna interview folks while I'm there. So I was like, do you like working here? How is it? Like, we love it. It's so wonderful. The bathrooms are modern. You go into the bathroom, there's like 25 stalls. That's one of their billboards on the street is, there's always a bathroom at Buc-ee's. Like, we always have bathrooms available. Like, they're very much like killing the other gas stations and the rest stops in their states, right? And it was funny because like we rode past the rest stop, like the state rest stop, and they're like, we're closed. And then the next sign is like, we know the rest stop's closed, but come to Buc-ee's. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, that's
So
perfect marketing.
It was a really good experience, and I would be back. Like, it was really good, lit. It was well lit. It's not like going to these gas. I mean, literally, the next gas station we stopped at was in the middle of absolute nowhere. There was one Black girl working, and she was like, "Oh, we don't have that." You know what I'm saying? So it was a very different experience, literally from like a couple hours before when we were at Buc-ee's. So it was interesting, and I understand the hype.
Oh, all right. Well, then that just makes me want to go visit a Buc-ee's now. Folks, tag us. Let us know where your favorite Buc-ee's is, so that we can do this. Where in the world is the morning experience team? So that we can stop at those Buc-ee's that you are nearby. We have more coming up. This is the morning experience. All right, this is our first 5. Do you have a Run the World?
I do.
Oh, all right. Well, then let's take the next 2-5 for We Run the World. Is that cool?
The what? The 2 what?
The 2-5.
Okay, I got 2 3s, but we can make it work.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna get my charger real quick because I am on 2%. Okay. A second.
And while you're waiting with your charges, did you know you could, if you're in South Central Pennsylvania, you could hear the morning experience on Real 99.3 on Sundays. We're on WLIT outside of Washington, D.C., Baltimore. We're on a station in Louisiana. We're all over the place. So you should check us out because we're pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling about the stations we're on. I did 99.3 and I did WLIT, but where else are we on the radio, Marquise? Oh, let him put his headphones back on. I was just telling them we're on the radio on several stations where they could listen to us in the morning. So yes. Tell us where they can hear. I told them about WLIT and Real 99.3. Who want us? Where else can they hear us on the radio?
Let me bring that up. They can. Yeah. Let me.
Right, like the list is growing, so I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, because we just added KIC.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me say this. All right. Oh man. All right, where's it?
We should try to get on Sirius Radio too. You know that.
Yeah.
I know you're working on it. I know you are.
Yeah. I'm interviewing somebody and then going to try to follow
Right.
that follow those breadcrumbs. We are on Lit 106.
Yep.
We are on UMT,
Mhm.
Urban Media Today. We're on 99.3. We're on we're on Soul 105.3.
Mhm.
We're on KIC, keeping it creative radio, and and we just added a hip hop station in North Carolina as well. And
So
that
we are on 6 different stations already and only growing from here. So it's
yes,
gonna be amazing.
absolutely. Yes, yes.
2026 is the year of expansion. We're gonna be everywhere.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. I would love us to be in the triple digits. I know we're
Absolutely.
kind
We're
of
gonna
like,
be lit. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
yeah,
it.
yeah. All right. Well, these let's do these next 2 fives. We'll do these as Run the World.
Perfect.
And then the final 3 I have Look at This, and then
Thanks.
that's that.
Okay, perfect. All right. Let me clear my throat. Lord have mercy. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good people. You are tuned in to the Morning Experience with Marquise Lufton, and I'm Dr. Kamiki Campbell with Run the World. Every week, we spotlight women making history in real time. And this week, history was made in upstate New York by the one, the only Reverend Jessica Ashley. This week, Reverend Jessica Ashley was elected to the Rensselaer County Legislature, becoming the first woman of color ever elected to the body's 55-year history. And this is important because county politics and county electeds are super important in how we show up our local in the face of all the things that are happening at the national level. County legislatures matter. They oversee budgets, public services, land use, and policies that directly affect families, housing, transportation, and community investment. Her election marks a major shift in representation in a county where political leadership has historically not reflected the diversity of its residents. Have you ever heard of Reverend Ashley, Marquise?
No, I didn't. This is the first time that I heard about her. But this is why we have this segment, because you are introducing to us folks that we aren't too privy on.
Absolutely right. And I also want to set the example for particularly women across the country that you can run, and you can run as you are, you can serve as you are, and you can be in these seats no matter what. So she's our Queen of the Week, and she is meeting the moment in so many different ways. Reverend Jessica Ashley's win is more than just about a seat, it's about access. For decades, decisions were made without certain voices in the room. This election has changed that. Her victory signals that communities long excluded from power are not only participating, they are winning. And we saw that too. I'm going to harken back to my very good and dear friend, the now honorable Dauphin County Judge Latasha C. Williams, who just won her seat as a Dauphin County Judge, Court of Common Pleas in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania. It also reminds us that local elections are often where the most lasting change begins. Not on cable news, sometimes not in Washington, but in county buildings where budgets are written and priorities are set, and in the courtrooms that govern our everyday lives. Reverend Ashley didn't just make history, she disrupted a pattern. And once a pattern is broken, it cannot be unseen, right? When you see something change in a way that benefits society and benefits people who are usually overlooked in society, you can't unsee that. And it gets into your system, it gets into your spirit. Because representation at the local level shapes who gets heard and who gets helped. Now we are going to take a short little break here with Who Run World. This is our first segment. When we come back, we'll talk about who Reverend Jessica Ashley is and why her leadership matters beyond this single election. And Marquise, I know there's people in your life and women in your life that are breaking barriers too. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this segment.
Oh, yes, absolutely. This is one of my favorite segments.
I'm so glad to hear that. We'll be right back with a little bit more Who Run the World. Excuse me.
All right, no problem. All right, that was our first 5. All right, yeah.
Okay, ready?
On you. Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Run the World. I'm Dr. Kamiki Campbell, and now we're talking about the woman behind the historic win, Reverend Jessica Ashley. Ashley is a faith leader bringing years of community experience, pastoral work, and excuse me. I'll start that one again. Reverend Ashley is a faith leader bringing years of community service, pastoral work, and advocacy into public life. Her leadership has focused on justice, dignity, and equity, work rooted in listening to people where they are and responding to real needs. Her election reflects a growing trend across the country, voters choosing leaders who come from service and not from politics as usual. Faith leaders in public office often bring something rare, moral clarity paired with accountability, especially Black women faith leaders. And I do have someone to talk to you guys about in a few weeks who's running for office, another Black woman faith leader that you're going to love. Just a little teaser. But back to Reverend Ashley. Reverend Jessica Ashley enters government with a deep understanding of community trust because she spent years earning it. She represents a model of leadership that is grounded, values-driven, and people-centered. As a woman of color in a historically homogenous legislative body, her presence alone changes the conversation. But her impact won't stop at symbolism. She now has a vote, a voice in budget decisions, a seat at the table where policy becomes reality. This is how pipelines are built, from local office to broader influence. And Reverend Ashley's path reminds us that leadership does not start with power, it starts with service. And Marquise, I'll tell you what, as I'm listening, I'm looking at what's happening around the country and the world right now. People seem to be leaning in on power and they're a little light on service.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of disheartening because you would think that in this day and age, in the information age, you know, you would lean more on folks that are about the organization, folks that have rolled up their sleeves and everything, and that have this, you know, laundry list of things that they've done, especially when nowadays you can dig into it and see exactly what they done. That's why this thing right here makes me feel all the great feels, especially since, you know, she's 71 years old, Dr. Cat.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And probably, you know, I loved seeing particularly older Black women get their flowers because she has been serving for such a long time, right? She's been serving her community anyway. So to get the vote of her peers, a vote of confidence from her peers and her fellow residents and citizens of where she lives, I just think it's very affirming, very validating. And I am rooting for her that she does an excellent job. I'm very excited about this. And I hope it inspires people around the country, particularly Black and brown women, to run where you are, run as you are, and run right now. Okay? Because when leaders rise from community work, governance becomes more human, and we need more humanity in and we see what's going on around the country, around the world. We see what's been happening in the last first few days of the year. So this is needed, and I really wanted to highlight a story that makes us feel like there's still some hope because people are feeling hopeless. So to Reverend Jessica Ashley and to every woman stepping into spaces where none looked like her before you, we honor you. And until next time, keep your crowns high and your purpose louder. And this has been Who Run the World with Dr. Kamiki Campbell on The Morning Experience.
Boom. There it is. All right. All right. We got our second three with look at this. I'm going to share my screen here. Let me click on this real quick. All right. All right. Share screen. Here we go. Share screen.
Present or invite, I think. At the bottom next to our things. Right. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. You can see it?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Perfect. Here we go. All right. And then 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience, and I really hope that you all enjoy that we run the world. I really love those nuggets of information, this nuggets of knowledge that Dr. K provides with us. Moving to the other side of we run the world. This is look at this, the phenomenon that is taking over the internet as we look at videos across the internet and we decipher what is going on. So, Dr. K, look at this.
It's a village to raise a child, but what if the village is retarded? What you think it's going to produce?
So, this was at a press conference, and this Baltimore man said, "It takes a village to raise a child, but what if the village is stupid?" Which is a valid point. It's a valid point.
I don't know why you back me into these corners because I agree with this man. Okay. Because I have to fight stupid people online all day who think that just the most inane things are true. And you're just like, not only is it not true, but how are you walking around Earth being this ridiculous? Like, I don't even understand it. And people are like, Kamika, you're being ableist. Am I? Because this person is dumb. Verify everything. And you want me to just treat them like they're like nothing's happening and just treat them with all the fairness in the world when they're being unfair to me by walking around the earth being this ridiculous. You understand? So I agree. If the village is messed up, if the village is full of dumb folks, how are we supposed to do this? I need to know too, actually.
I think he is spot on. Like, look, if you are being, raised and influenced by a bunch of unsharp folks, how are you yourself going to be sharp? If you are being raised by mediocrity, how are you yourself not going to know what not being mediocre is? How
are you supposed to know? Who's gonna know? How are you gonna know?
Right.
They're never gonna know. They're not gonna know.
Which really that statement right there, really brings in a lot of past friendships and everything that I had, that I have. And with folks there, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but this dude is right. He's right.
He's not wrong. You can't prove him wrong on that one. I promise you can't.
Right.
I've been fighting with people online about the difference between like democratic socialism and communism. Like, same thing. I'm like, I don't even have the spoons with you. And then like, well, you need to explain it since you said, no, I don't. You need to read.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not gonna. So no, you're not wasting my time. No, I'm just gonna call you stupid and go on about my day.
Put that on a shirt. I'm gonna call you stupid
and go on about my day.
Go on about my day.
I'm not stressing over y'all. No, I'm not doing it anymore. It's so inane. It's so ridiculous. It's not even worth my time. It's not.
Oh, put that on the front and back. That's exactly what it is. Oh, put it on a shirt, folks. We got more. Look at this coming up after this. This is the morning experience. All right. Boom, boom. Sharing my screen. And all right.
Hold on. Let me get my groceries. Apparently my groceries came. Hold on.
Oh, all right. Take your time.
Just real fast. I haven't been up in an hour. Lord, my glutes hurt. Somebody hurt me. My Lord. Oh, hi, Huey. Just had to get the groceries. It's okay. We're good. Huey is like, why are you going outside? It's dark. Hi, Papa.
That's that protect.
Boy. Do you want to come up here so the people can see you really fast? Come here. He's not allowed to do this, but we're going to do it really fast. Come on. Come on. So the people can see you. Say, hi, my name's Huey. Yeah, hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello. Hi,
what's up, Huey?
All right, we're ready.
All right. Well, let's do it. And in 3, 2, 1. This is the morning experience, and look at this, where we are looking at videos across the internet and reacted to it. So, Dr. K, look
Oh
at
my,
this.
I'm nervous.
Ship isn't dying, it's being killed, and you're both helping without even realizing it. Every single day, her algorithm feeds her the same message. You deserve better. All men are emotionally unavailable man-children. Stop making excuses for him and leave. Every single day, his algorithm feeds him the opposite. She'll never be happy. Nothing you do will ever be enough. She's looking for weakness so she can use it against you later. Protect yourself. Leave. And here's what's killing me. You're both good people. You both still love each other. You both want this to work, but you're being fed poison by an algorithm that has figured out bitter, angry, hopeless content about relationships gets way more attention than boring posts about couples actually working through normal problems.
Dr. K,
So
look at this.
okay, so I will say there's a couple parts to this. So I will say that I believe that me and my husband are still together because he's not chronically online like I am. I will say that. Okay. I will say that. I am chronically online, okay? And I absolutely hate men trademark for sure. Online men, have you interacted with a man online? It's horrible. But he also doesn't really like men that much either, so it's fine. It works out for us. But the other part to it is the algorithm feeds you what you interact with. So the algorithm is not the enemy, right? That's where he's wrong. That's where this guy's wrong. The algorithm is the enemy. If you keep clicking on man-hating content and then ascribing that to your spouse because you're unhappy with something with your spouse, you are absolutely going to feed the part of you that already has the uncertainty. It exists in you. The algorithm isn't like some magic. It is what you feed it. Garbage in, garbage out, right? And same thing on the other side. If he is feeding into his insecurities and feeding the algorithm by clicking on the things that are saying, well, the woman is this and the woman is that, he's feeding his insecurities through the algorithm. He's telling the algorithm what he wants to see. The algorithm doesn't magically figure through. That's not how it works. But folks always try to argue this point with me. Like, no, algorithms are very, very simple. They feed you what you say you want to see, period. People always laugh at me because they're like, oh, you don't ever see anything about, I don't know, like red pill content. And I was like, no, I never see that stuff because that's not what I want to see on the internet. You don't see conservative things? No, I follow all progressive people on the internet. I never see any conservative MAGA content. I don't see any of that because that's not what I want to see. I don't react to it. I don't go looking on their pages for it. I don't want it. And I also don't interact with people who just hate men TM for the clicks, because there are some people who do that. Some people have figured out that there is a population of people who react to this stuff, so they just make man-hating content. Or they're Derek Jackson, Derek Jackson, making this content while living the most ridiculous lives and literally making content, but living a life where you disrespect and hate women all the time. So again, the algorithm shows you what you tell the algorithm you want to see. The algorithm doesn't show me anything I don't want to see. Hasn't done it in years. Hasn't happened.
That is so true about the algorithm. Because in the group chat, in the male group chat, there'll be some big booty videos and everything like that. And like in the group chat, you click on it. Oh, let me see what so and so said and everything. But that does become the algorithm because it's like, yo, why am I getting all these big booty videos?
Exactly.
And yeah. And it's like something had to happen because like I'll show Whitney some good progressive stuff, and then the next one be
big booty videos.
She's like, what kind of stuff you into?
What you been doing over there? You might have clicked on one big booty video and now the algorithm's like, ooh, show me some more big booty videos. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Oh.
Right? And when I get when the algorithm starts trying to push, because the algorithm also will be like, and this is why I take all of my demographic data out of Facebook. I'm not Black on Facebook. It doesn't know my age, any of that, because I don't want it feeding me things that I think people in my demographic want to see. I want to see what I want to see. Yeah. And so as long as the algorithm is doing what I want it to do, I'm cool with it. But like what I've done, that thing you said right there, stuff from your messages that's showing up in your feed and stuff, I go in and I disconnect Facebook from everything. Facebook cannot get into any permissions. I don't share my pictures with it automatically. I do nothing like that because it's going to take some part of that content and try to guess what you want to see as the algorithm. Sometimes you just talk. Google's good for sharing stuff. That's why I use Google on my phone. I use Safari on my phone because Google will be like, well, hey, Facebook, guess what I heard that girl was talking about over here on the browser, girl. She want to see wedding rings. And then it starts showing, Facebook will start showing you wedding rings. So you can disconnect those things. Yep. You can clean them, caches out. Don't accept all. You can clear that stuff, use a different browser, and really protect yourself in that way where you're not thinking that it's some kind of like magical thing. No, it is a very intricate system that is used to show you what it thinks it wants to show you, or to push content on you that it thinks that people in your demographics want to see. So be careful.
Brittany, she says, I literally told Wit I don't like listening to those messages because I'll be lonely, just like the women who post that stuff.
Say that. I agree. I absolutely agree with that.
I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to say, hallelujah.
Listen, those those messages, those things, and people make that the rage bait content just to hook you. It's not about whether or not it's going to edify you. It's about hooking you. And then you make your own, your brain is going to start making association determinations from the stuff that you watch anyhow. I really had to pull back and be like, Ambassador, call me on it. Because I started saying things like, oh, well, they're going to listen to you because you're a man and not me. Right. And I had to examine, and he really was like, I don't like that you said that because of, it sounded pretty bad. And he finally was like, and I finally had to do like a little recognizance and figure out where that was coming from. Why am I saying this? Why am I acting? Why am I repeating that? And it was from some, hating ass man content on the internet. I have to figure that out. And change my algorithm again, and change the algorithm again, because now I need to be seeing all that.
Yeah. Put that on the shirt too. Change your algorithm.
Change your algorithm.
Yeah, folks. We got. Well, no, that's it for Look at This. So we're going to wrap it up after this, and send you on your way so that you can enjoy your Tuesday. This is the Morning Experience. All right, final 30.
Hey,
final 30. And in 3, 2, 1. This is the Morning Experience. Want to thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning. Want to thank my sister for joining us in the comments section and hanging out with us this morning. And I was about to say something so bad, but I am not, because I love my sister. And in 2026, I don't want to get boxed by her. So, Dr. K, what you got to say?
I wanted to hear it because I will pay for the boxing match. I'll do that. This has been a really good show. I'm really excited about it. I hope people listen to it. I hope we can clip it up and put it in different places, because I thought it was a very good show. I'm excited.
Yes. Entertainment and intelligence all wrapped in one. Who's going to do that for you? Well, the Morning Experience. Folks, thank you for joining us. I am Marquise Lupton. That is Dr. Kamika Campbell. This is the Morning Experience, and we will see you on Wednesday. All right. Boom.
Is it grape juice sandwiches?
I hope. Well, hold on. Let me end the stream. I love you, Brett. Love you, sis. But I hope you didn't eat them grapes under the table.